Show our appreciation for your support. Thank you, DJs.
What up, everyone? You're now tuned into the Brandon Lampley Show, also known as Teddy Bear Radio, also known as After Work Radio, also known as the best show you've never heard of. What is going on, family? Feels good to be back in the place to show, well, not my face today, but man, we gonna get into some of these NBA conference finals. And I told you, Trevor Lawrence, I told you, hey, if you don't sign him today, the price is only going up. So we're going to talk a little bit about both. But first things first, man, we got to talk about this NBA, man. Man, it's been good. It's been good. I don't know about y'all, but man, this NBA playoff has been good. And I haven't watched every single game. I watched mostly the West. I've seen some bits and pieces of the East, game here, game there, but I watched the whole series in the West. And man, the NBA playoffs have been excellent, man. Absolutely excellent. But I mean, I must say, I am disappointed in the Denver Nuggets. So disappointed. Oh my goodness. I knew that Denver was going to win. They were going to pull it out. They had the heart of a champion. And I picked them to win. I was like, man, I'm pulling for Minnesota. It's their second game 7 ever. Be their second time going to the conference finals ever in their franchise's history. I always root for the underdog, but I'm like, Joker and them, they're going to give it to Joker in the post. He's going to go to work. Jamal Murray's going to do what he does. The role players are going to roll. And, it should be a close game. But Denver should pull it out. That's what I thought. And I was surprised by what I saw. I literally saw Denver didn't have anything left in the tank. Now, I don't know if part of this is coaching. Part of this is coaching. We're going to give Mike Malone all of the blame that he deserves. Part of this is coaching. And in particular, I didn't particularly like his attitude after the game. I mean, he bumps his gums from time to time, and rightfully so. You're a champion. You're a really great coach, but don't get in your fee-fees, when it's time to answer these questions. And let's listen to just a little bit of this. This is a short clip just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about.
How hard is it just to absorb a loss like this after
fair use
going ahead by 20?
Next question, man. The season's over. That's what's hard. Fuck being up 20. The season's over. You don't understand that. The season's over. It's hard. Stupid ass questions.
That wasn't a stupid question, as he said. No, this was a valid question. You were up 20. What was your thinking going into this? Because Minnesota made adjustments. I mean, I see it time and time again. A team is dominating. Another team makes adjustments. And for whatever reason, you can't seem to counter adjust. I've seen it so many times in all types of sports. Coaching is part of the reason why Denver lost this game. The other reason why is, number one, they didn't shoot the ball well. Too many threes, dude. Oh my God, Joker, you 7 feet tall. Please go to the post. Please go to the post. Stop jacking up threes. All of them. Why are you jacking up threes? And what did Minnesota do while Denver was jacking up threes? They went to the post. They got him in foul trouble. Rudy Gobert knocked down free throws one after one after one after one. I could not believe what I was seeing. At halftime, was it 53-38? I'm like, oh, this cooked. They washed. It's over. It's going to be a roll. They're going to try to beat them by more than 45, like Minnesota beat them in the last game and break the record for most points scored, probably a most margin of victory in a game 7. They're going to make a statement, hardwood champion. Wrong. Could not believe it. Minnesota snatched their hearts out. These guys, they looked listless. They looked dead in the eyes. They looked tired. Joker looked like he wanted to get back on the horse ranch in Serbia. Jamal Murray looked like he was already in Cancun, the Turks and Caicos, Bali, wherever you want to go, with Vegas, Brazil, wherever he wants to go. He looks like he was already there in the fourth quarter. Now, I have to give credit to the Minnesota Timberwolves because, all right, was Denver hot garbage or was Minnesota that good? The truth lies somewhere in the middle. Anthony Edwards is a burgeoning superstar. Like I heard today, was listening when they're talking about Team USA, and Coach K said that, or was it Coach K or Steve Kerr said that Anthony Edwards was going to come off the bench. I can't remember which one, but he said he was coming off the bench as the sixth man for this team. And I think by the end of a couple practices, he said that Anthony Edwards was the best player on the team. And that says a lot about who's already on the team. We talking about guys like Halliburton is on the team. And they said that Anthony Edwards was the best player on the team. I believe that because even when his shot was not falling, the young man did not go into the tank. He didn't. He made play after play after play. They double teamed him. He got the ball out to his shooters, and he played lockdown defense on Jamal Murray. Very aggressive. The one thing that Minnesota took into this game, once they were down, they took a never say die mentality. It was different from Denver's. Denver looked fat and happy. Denver looked like they had been eating high off the hog. Denver looked like they had just won the title. Denver looked like a lion that just got done eating his meal. That's what they looked like. And Minnesota looked like they were starving. They looked like they hadn't seen an antelope on the Serengeti in 2 weeks, and they had to get that feel in. That's what they looked like. Man, it's amazing just watching Denver, who I was like, man, these are the champs. They're going to show why they're the champs. They're going to give the ball to Jokic in the post. He's going to go to work, and he was shooting threes. Jamal Murray, I don't want to hear anything about injury. It looked like everybody was beat up, man. This playoffs, a lot of teams are beat up, period. I mean, I know Tibbs in the New York, he's getting a lot of heat for how he plays players and he grinds them down to a nub. But I mean, it's kind of they're not where they are if he didn't push them to where they went to. They don't get to where they were. They don't get to a game 7 on the brink of a conference finals. I mean, they were not in the top 4, 5, 6 teams in the East. Not in my mind. No way. I mean, a fringe playoff team at best. They overachieved, no doubt about that. But man, we're talking about number one, poor coaching decisions. Poor coaching decision, Mike Malone. And we're talking about a lack of attitude by the Denver Nuggets. Absolutely. I mean, I couldn't believe it. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, let's listen to Mr. 3-time, should be 4-time MVP, Nikola Jokic. I mean, how could you not like this dude and him talk about his opponent, man? Fair use.
Nikola, do you look at this Timberwolves team as a team that could become a rival of you guys in the future?
I mean, yes. I mean, I think they're built to beat us in someone. I mean, just look at their roster. They have basically 2 All-Stars, 2 probably first defensive players in the year. Mike Conley, who is the most underrated player in the NBA, probably. I mean, I love the guy. He's so good, and he always makes the right. Even he didn't shoot that well this was the name series this game. You know, in one moment he was the leading rebounder in the game for them. So, you know, it's and from the bench they have a 6th player of the year. They have Kyle and Walker who was really good for them. So one team that they can do literally everything. They can be big, small. So.
Did you see that? Did you see that? Well, I'm gonna play the end of that. This told me everything I needed to know about this right here. But this gives you a snapshot of Nikola because he praised his opponent. You know, praised Mike Conley. You know, he's like, these guys are for real. I love the end of this. I love the end of this. All right, thank you, Nicole. Right here. That right there. Hey, I ain't got to talk to y'all no more. I ain't got to see y'all no more. I don't have to bounce a basketball over here anymore for a very long time. I can go be on my ranch with my horses and go rest up, big fella. But Denver has nobody to blame but themselves in this situation. As great as Minnesota is, and this team is a great team from top to bottom. We talking about top to bottom. I think that Denver is possibly you can make an argument that they're the best team in the league. You can make that argument. Some would say the Celtics, because the Celtics are absolutely stacked as well. But you can make an argument that they were the best team in the league because they have the best player in the league on the team. And you wouldn't be wrong. I wouldn't argue against that. And Minnesota, as good as a team they are, yes, like you say, you got 2 All-Stars, you got 2 all-defensive team players, you got the 6th man of the year, you got Mike Conley putting everybody in their in position to win. I mean, Minnesota has a great team, but Denver, at least on paper, was better. But the best team does not always win. Now, do they? But this was a great series. I will say I couldn't get enough of it, man. I was looking, see what time they play. I gotta watch this. And I think that, you know, people complain about, you know, you've seen a lot of blowouts in the playoffs. I mean, you're gonna have that. I mean, because teams shoot threes at the rate they shoot, like, you know, Denver lived and died by the 3. And they died last night by the 3. It's just what it is. They died by the 3. They took too many threes, especially down the stretch. As they were clanging threes off the rim, Rudy Gobert, they was getting the ball down low to Rudy Gobert, and he had them in the bonus, knocking down his free throws. They were playing championship basketball. It looks like Denver it's the last gasp. It's the last gasp. I got to get it in. I got to get it. We're going to lose. It's like they started to panic. It's like they had never been there before. But, you know, it is what it is, man. I don't want on a nice little rant about this. But, I mean, you understand where I'm coming from when it comes to the Denver Nuggets. It's such a disappointment. But on the other side of that, I am excited to see the Dallas Mavericks versus the Minnesota Timberwolves, #1 rated defense against Kyrie and Luka, man. And this is going to be interesting. I got Minnesota though all day because of that defense. That defense is hellacious. And even if Luka and Kyrie can both drop 40, 80 points ain't gonna beat me. It's just not. It's not gonna beat me. You turn both of those guys into scores, and that is not gonna beat me. And who's there to guard Anthony Edwards? They have nobody. And Kyrie can't guard him. Luka definitely can't guard. None of them can guard Anthony Edwards. And then you have those twin towers down low. I got Minnesota going to the finals We're gonna say it's gonna go 6 games. I'll give them 6 games, and I got Minnesota going to the finals. Now on the other side, we got the New York Knicks, man. The New York Knicks. I'm happy for the New York Knicks, even though they got one of the worst owners in all of sports, and James Dolan. It is what it is. You know, allegedly. But the buzz that New York had this year, I mean, this was great for New York basketball. It was. You didn't get the result that you wanted. I'm sure they wanted a title, but I don't know if this coach is the coach that's going to get New York to where they want to go. Jalen Brunson is a superstar, but he needs help. And I think you need to go get some more big bodies in there because, hey, as great as he is, he's a smaller guy. And you've seen what the big bodies do. So you're going to need to get some trees in there for New York. But all in all, I think this season, I would call it a success because the Madison Square Garden was rocking. Man, you had all the basketball OGs in there. You had the stars in there. You had the celebrities in there. I mean, to see New York on the playoff stage under those bright lights, I think it was a great recruiting pitch to, superstars who, may want to be traded there or are becoming a free agent for James Dolan for them to lure them to New York for them to win a title. I think that this all in all was a big help for New York basketball. Even with that said, I don't know if Tibbs is the correct coach because he grinded them to a nub. He did. He's the reason that, guys were beat up. The team was beat up. They were beat down. Seeming like I forgot how many injuries they had. I can't think off the top of my head. But I know, like, they got those injuries from how often he played them. I mean, the more basketball you play, the more injuries you're going to have. It's that simple. That's how it goes. That's what's going to happen. And Tibbs grinded them to a nub. He did. And they didn't have anything left in the tank, man. Anything left in the tank. And now that's not to take away from Indiana. And I give Indiana a puncher's chance against the Boston Celtics. I do. I give Indiana a puncher's chance against the Boston Celtics. Because one thing that these guys do, they rebound. They rebound, man. They rebound. And anything less than a title for the Celtics this year is an absolute failure. I mean, how many conference finals they've been to straight? Well, not straight, but I forgot how many they've been to. You already been to the finals. The next step is to win it all, and it is a failure if you don't do so. But I think the Celtics will win that series, and I'm going to give them to the Celtics in 6. I wouldn't be surprised if Indiana takes them 7, but I will give the Celtics the win and have them go to the finals to face the Minnesota Timberwolves. And then from there, I haven't made a decision on that yet, man. I don't know. Because Minnesota, the way Minnesota's playing right now, they can win it all. Will they? Don't know. It depends on a lot of factors. Anthony Edwards is, he's a superstar. But Boston has experience, and they have a lot of guys, man. Boston is loaded. Boston is going to be favored against anybody they go up against. They're going to be favored against Indiana. They're going to be favored against Dallas or Minnesota. That's not going to matter. Boston is going to be favored because they have firepower to get it done. Now, can they get it done? Who knows, man? I don't know, but these NBA playoffs have been good, man. It's like that meme of the Cookie Monster where he's sitting on the toilet and he got the tube of cookies. And he put it on the spoon, and he warmed it up with a lighter, and it's like he can't get enough of it. But he say NBA playoffs, man. This is, man, like I'm ready for Game 1 of the Eastern and Western Conference Finals, man. But man, I guess we can move on from basketball now. But yeah. It's these NBA playoffs have been really good, man. Have been really, really good. We're gonna stop screen there, and we're gonna talk about my dude, man. We're gonna talk about my dude. Let me get on up out of here. I appreciate everybody for rocking with me. wherever you're watching, whenever you're watching, however you are watching. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and follow me on all my social medias. I'm gonna be pumping out a little more short lives like this for my people. We got to get it rocking and rolling. But man, we're gonna talk about Trevor Lawrence. Yes. Let's talk about Trevor Lawrence. And the Jaguars are reportedly in contract talks with Trevor Lawrence, which is not a surprise because they should be in contract talks with Trevor Lawrence. You don't pull what you pull with Josh Allen. Please don't pull the Ridley stuff. Don't whatever you've done in the past, balky an organization to mess things up. Now's not the time. Now's not the time. Now is the time to get your together. Now this is the time. If you don't get it together no other time, this is the time. And let's see, Doug Peterson says, hopefully this gets done. But let's listen to some of these pundits and what they have had to say about Trevor Lawrence and this contract. And I'm probably gonna have to go in a little bit because I haven't watched these, so I'm sure I'm gonna have to go off, especially on LaShawn McCoy. I don't know, that boy looked like a thumb sitting up there in that suit right there. Look at that. The head look like a thumb, talking that trash, always talking that noise. But we about to see what he got to say. Well, let's check these guys out first. Fair use. I get him, and I get what he's saying. I totally get what he's saying, and I'm with him on this. If I was Trevor Lawrence, I would not sign today. I wouldn't at all. I would not sign a contract with the Jaguars today. Tomorrow, I would bet on myself. I will play this year out, and then if he achieves what he thinks he's going to achieve, what the teams expect, or if he overachieves and he asks for whatever deal he wants, let's say his deal he wants $60 million a year, and he bets on himself, and he has a really good season. We go to the playoffs, we win another playoff game, and Jaguars are like dragging their feet on it and they balk at it. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, you're gonna have to franchise tag me. So I play under the franchise tag again. Boom, that's top 10, top 5 money right there. And then, hey, say you don't want to pay me or you don't want to give me what I want. I have another successful season. We win another playoff game. We're not winning the title just yet, but he's proven himself to be that, and they're balking at paying him. Okay, well, I'm not signing what you're putting out. You're going to have to franchise me again. Then, wait, we're going to do it all over again, and we're going to do it until we get to that third year with the franchise tag, which no team is going to franchise tag a player 3 years in a row, because that third year the salary goes up like 40%. It's in a ridiculously absurd amount, so it's not going to happen. So you will have to let him walk and become a free agent, free and clear. And at that time, he would be 28 years old. and the front end of his prime and can call his shot wherever. Make no mistake about it. If Trevor Lawrence gets cut today, there's a line of teams waiting to back the Brinks truck up, and teams that you may not expect. Teams who quarterback situations, you like, man, really? They're interested in Trevor Lawrence? Yes, they are. One of the main reasons there was minimal to no interest in Lamar Jackson was because they know that the Ravens was just throwing out bait. They were not going to part ways with Lamar Jackson. Not now, not ever. It wasn't happening. So there's no need for me to even try to go down that road because that's not happening. But let Trevor Lawrence become free and clear. He's a free agent. He can negotiate any deal with any team. He has a line of teams willing, ready, and waiting. And some of you may say, well, Brandon, he's not worth $50 million a year. Well, you're going to be mad as hell when they sign him and it's closer to $60 million a year. And I ain't talking about after this season and after he go back to the playoffs and become an elite player. I'm talking about right now. You're going to be really mad then because, dude, I've told you. If I've never told you, I told you once, I told you twice, I told you 1,000 doggone times, man. It's not about who's best. It's always and always will be about who is next. That's what it's about. It's always going to be about that. Dak Prescott at no point has ever been the best or top quarterback in this league, but he's been paid like it because he was next up. Kirk Cousins, same thing. Never been close to the best. I don't even know if you can call him. I wouldn't call him a top 10 quarterback. Not today. Not even back then. No, sir. Yeah, he's right above the whole game manager thing where people give a negative connotation or whatever. But he was paid like it. Jalen Hurts is not worth the contract that he was given. I love Jalen Hurts. Roll Tide. But he was not worth the money that he was getting. But it's not about that. It's about who's next. I balked at the Justin Herbert contract, as great as he's been. Still, once again, the only ones that I've seen signed that I had no problem with are like the Joe Burrow contract. Yes. Sign that on the dotted line every single time. Everybody else, you kind of like, man, I don't know, man. I don't know if he's worth that money. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And it's not going to matter. What matters is who's next, not who's best, man. You got to get it through your head. I'm going to keep telling you. I'm going to tell you every time it come up. I mean, I hope you're learning something because that's what it's about. And Trevor Lawrence is next up, and he's going to get paid like he's one of the best because he's young, he's ascending, he's going to go back to the playoffs this year. Dude, the weapons have been amazing. I have to give Balky his credit after being one of his biggest critics, rightfully so. But Jacksonville, I mean, if I'm the Jaguars, I'm trying to move heaven and earth to get this deal done because the deal right now is going to save me money because the price is only going to go up, especially if this kid bets on himself. You just had to deal with it with Josh Allen. They could have had Josh Allen for really, really great money after the 2022 season. Could have had him for great money. But hey, they balked at it. And he was like, you know what? I'm going to bet on myself because I don't like the contract that these guys offer me. You know, maybe he felt like it was disrespectful. Don't know. Maybe so. Or he was like, man, I could do better than this. And he was like, I'm going to bet on myself and I'm going to break Calais' record. Shattered it. Now he's getting top 3 defender money in the entire league. And he deserves it. But they didn't have to pay that. They didn't. So the price of the brick today will not be the price of the brick tomorrow. Please believe that. Let's hear what LaShawn McCoy had to say. I know I'm going to go off on him. Look at thumb head. Okay, right then and there, Shady McCoy Shady McCoy has disqualified himself from having a serious conversation about Trevor Lawrence. Right there. He's disqualified himself. Okay, you got smoked in the playoffs and you came back not off his arm. What? I'm not even going to address that. Come on, dude. Let's come. Like Jacksonville fans, we already know, but we've been through this. They don't watch the Jaguars. They don't have an interest in the Jaguars. They don't like the fact that they have to talk Jaguars. They don't. And they don't do their research while doing so, as you can obviously see, because anybody who had seen any bit of that game knows what happened in that game and how they were able to come back. I mean, so that's how you know Shady McCoy does not do his homework, which I'm not going to come down on him too much because a lot of them sitting up there in suits talking to sports don't do the homework. They don't look at the teams. They don't look at the stats. They just look at, stuff here or there, stuff that's given to them, especially if it's not concerning something they want to talk about. Now, if there was something they want to talk about, they're going to give you stuff from 1973. Straight like that. I mean, it's just what it is. But guys like LaShawn McCoy, I mean, I don't want to hear. And I thank you, Joy. Thank you for getting on him. He talking about the talent. I didn't see it. I didn't see the talent. Man, get out of here, man. What are you talking about? And why is everybody they shirking off Justin Herbert? I get it to a certain extent. But Justin Herbert has won nothing. Absolutely nothing. Has won nothing. I mean, and you just foaming out the mouth about Justin Herbert. Dude, get a life, man. Get a life. But like I said about but Trevor Lawrence, it's not going to matter, guys, who's the best when it comes to those contracts. It's only about who's next. And Trevor Lawrence is next up. Whether you think he deserves the extension or not, whether you think he deserves $50 million or not, it doesn't matter because he's going to get paid. Jacksonville is not walking away or letting Trevor Lawrence slip through their fingers. You would be a fool to do so, because I told you, teams with quarterback situations that you would think would have no interest in Trevor Lawrence if he became a free agent. If he became a free agent today, they would be lined up. One of them, I think, would be the Miami Dolphins, because for whatever reason, they are not in love with Tua, and it doesn't seem like they've ever been. And Tua has brought them such relevance. It's amazing. It's amazing. And I know he's like wondering, like, man, like, what more can I do? Tua is one of the best quarterbacks in this league. Yes, I said it. Go look at the stats. The boy is like top 3 in the major passing categories, man. Like in the last couple of years. It is what it is. But they'd be one of the teams. Oh, absolutely. They'd be one of the teams. It'd be many teams willing, ready, and waiting to pick up Trevor Lawrence. Now, whether you think he's, not that dude, talented, please throw out the whole first-round pick, generational talent, getting compared to Andrew Luck, Peyton Manning. Throw all that crap out, because that is not what Trevor compared himself to. Trevor didn't say those things about himself. Trevor doesn't care about those things. Trevor came from Clemson. He came from Cartersville, and all he came to do was play football. So throw those things out, because that's not what he said. That's what everybody else has said. Judge him off of his current play today, not what you think he should be or is going to be. Judge him off of what he does today. That's all I can give you, man. That's all I can give you, man. But I appreciate you. I appreciate you for listening and tuning in. Man, I got to do more of these, man. This is good, man. After Work Radio is in full effect. Teddy Bear Radio is in full effect. Man, I love it, man. I love it. I can't even lie to you, man. I love it. And but we about to get up out of here. That's what we about to do. We about to get up out of here. Let me see. One more background. There we go. Hey, man, make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Follow me on all the social medias. A like, comment, share it. Please, it's free. Trying to get this thing moving. I love all of y'all. I'm ready to talk some more sports with you soon. Only me and Mr. Reed gonna get back in the lab, and we're gonna do our thing as well. And I will be pumping out more videos for you. But until next time, this is Brandon Lampley signing off. I'll talk to you guys later, man. Peace out.